For today's video, we are testing out the world's smallest heatless hair curler. Maybe not the world's smallest, but it's the smallest I've ever seen, smallest I've ever tried. So let's get into it. So typically when I do my unicorn curls, I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this video. I usually use something like this, a rope tie, or maybe even sometimes a little bit thicker. So you can see the different sizes we have here. Now let's open it and compare it to the world's smallest hair curler. I got this off of Amazon, of course. I'll link it down in my description box if you are curious. Oh, cute. It comes with a little hair clip. And it also comes with a little hair tie. And look how skinny that is. So this is my smallest hair curler. This is what I use 99% of the time. So it's not too far off from this, but it is smaller. So I'm just gonna do this the unicorn way. I'm just gonna have it like this. This is really long though. Look how long this is compared to this. So first thing I always do is brush my hair, make sure it is nice and detangled. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair down the middle. Typically I do this on dry hair. If you have some leave-in conditioner or like a styling spray, you can just kind of lightly mist your hair, but you don't want it to be super damp. If your hair is damp when you are doing unicorn curls, it's going to leave kinks and it's just not going to work out. So I'm going to use the hair clip that they gave me, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this over the top here, and I'm just going to clip it into place. If you don't know how to do unicorn curls, today's your lucky day because I'm going to walk you through it step by step. We've got our hair curler and we've got our hair split evenly on both sides. So you're just going to pick up a section of hair on each side. Doesn't matter which section you start with. And you're going to take one section and you're going to wrap it over the top, under the bottom, back in the same hand. We are always holding on to the same sections of hair all the way down. We are never crossing them. This is not braiding, this is wrapping. So again, with our opposite section, we're just taking it over the hair curler, under, back in the same hand. Now, a little bit different. We're gonna hold on to that piece, but we are gonna pick up a section right next to it, combine it. So now we have one piece again. And then just kind of smooth it out. Again, same thing, take it over the top of the hair curler, under, back in the same hand. And it's a lot easier when I show you in the back, but just hang with me while we're doing the front. So again, with the opposite section, pick up some hair next to it. Make sure you're using about the same sections as far down as you're going. Then smooth it out, take it, cross it over the hair curler, under, back in that same hand. And you want to make sure you're tying it pretty tight. That's just what we keep doing. So again, with my opposite section, picking up a section of hair next to it, adding it in, combining it, making it one, smoothing it out before I cross it, taking it over the hair curler, under the hair curler, back in that same hand. Same thing with our opposite section, pick up some hair next to it, add it in, smooth it out, take it, cross it over the hair curler, under the hair curler. And now I'm going to speed it up until I get to the back. Once I get to the back, I'll turn around and slow it back down so you guys can see. I'm doing the same motions. I'm holding on my section of hair, picking up hair next to it, combining it, smoothing it out, crossing it over, under, back in the same hand, never crossing. Again, adding in hair to the opposite section, combining it, crossing it over the hair curler, under, back in the same hand. Same thing with the opposite section, adding in hair, smoothing it out, crossing it over, under, back into the same hand. And just from experience with this, so you don't have a really droopy wrapped hair curler, you want to try to add in everything by the time you reach the bottom of your ear. Now we're not adding in any more hair, so we're just crossing it over, under, back in the same hand. 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 And you can do this all the way down, or you can just whip it around. So you can see how my hands are holding it. You're just doing the same thing. So kind of figure out how your sections are looking and then just repeat it. So you can see how my hair is crossing over the top, so that tells me I need to go towards the back. So same motions. It gets a little confusing when you bring it over your shoulder, but once you figure out the pattern, it's super easy. So you just do this all the way down. All right, so once I reach the end, then I'm just gonna take the hair tie that came with it. I'm gonna pinch the end, and I'm just gonna tie it off. I think I will try this with 2 sections just because it's so long. I feel like I'm missing an opportunity if I don't, you know? But let me show you 360. Okay, this is seriously so long still. I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up, we'll take these out and pray for good results. Good morning, it is the next day. I did my makeup already and our hair's looking a hot mess. I don't think I did it tight enough up here, but the back still looks pretty decent. You can see I have a lot of hair falling, and that's just because it is shorter pieces. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and take this out. I think it turned out amazing. Look how good these curls look. I like how they are tighter. I'm gonna do a 360 so you guys can see. All right, so I'm just gonna take my curls and you can see how it is curled all the way in the middle, on the sides, everywhere. It is worth mentioning that these pieces right here, because they are shorter, they fall down, so they're not able to get curled, which isn't a big deal to me because I can just tuck it behind my ear, or if it's really bothering me, I'll put a curling iron to it, but for the most part, I always just leave it. But if you have shorter pieces like this, just note that you might have that happen too if you do the unicorn curls. So tonight, I am gonna try it with 2 to see if that makes a difference, to see if I get better results. So come back for that. All right, it is the next day. So the first attempt at using this very skinny hair curler was a success. Now let's try it a different way. Same technique, but a little bit different. So now I am going to actually do like a zigzag part. Okay, so not the best zigzag part, but it's fine. So now we're gonna kind of do like a U shape on the top of our head. So we're gonna put our hair curler like this. So do make sure your hair is split into 2 sections. I'm just gonna tie off one section so I don't accidentally grab it. So here's our U section, kind of just like a crown on our head. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clip that into place. And we are literally doing the same method. So we're splitting our hair into a section on each side and just wrapping it. So over, under, back in the same hand, over, under, back in the same hand. So we do this all the way back exactly like the first technique that I showed you. So I'm just gonna speed this up. Okay, both sides are wrapped and you can see this is all that I have left hanging down. So I would say this is intended to be used with 2 sections versus just a unicorn section, but the unicorn section works fine. You just have to wrap those ends around your head or figure out something to do with them, or just leave it hanging down if you don't mind a long tail. Let me do a 360 and show you what these look like. Fingers crossed we have good results. This took about 5 extra minutes versus doing just a unicorn curl. So keep that in mind if you are doing 2 sections versus just the 1 section for the unicorn heatless curls. So it is going to add some extra time to your nighttime routine. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is the next day. This is what my curls look like. Now let's take them out and see what we're working with. I'm loving all this volume up top, so hopefully that is the same after I take all this out. this is what we are working with. So do you think we are looking curlier than yesterday? It's hard for me to tell. I feel like it looks the same. I feel like maybe a smidge curlier, but not worth the extra effort of doing 2 sections versus 1 to get the basically same result. And now I'll do a side by side so we can see if there's a true difference between the first technique and this one where we use 2 sections. Personally, I'll probably stick to just the 1 section. It's quicker, it's easier, and it works well for my type of hair. If you have a lot of layers, then the first technique might not work well for you. So it's really just gonna depend on your hair type. If you haven't tried the Unicorn Heatless Curls, give them a shot. They are amazing and they're gonna save your hair. Your hair is gonna be so much healthier. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.